In my previous LEGO lore video, I briefly mentioned the Bone Isles. Today I will be expanding on it and adding in some factions and lore to populate the islands. While I draw a more detailed map of the Bone Isles, I'll tell you a story of a traveler who found himself stranded on the Isles through his point of view. Day 1. I woke up today on some distant shore, far from my home. The ship I was on had been attacked by marauders in the night. I was lucky enough to wash up here, it seems. The beach is lifeless and rocky, nothing like the soft sandy beaches of the city I grew up in. I'm gonna have to head inland in search of food and water if I wish to make it off this island alive. Day 2. I've been walking tirelessly through the day and into the night without making much progress of any kind. I'm yet to find real food, barely beating dehydration by eating fruit that I've never seen before in all my travels. It's yellow and has a hard, spiky shell around it, but the inside is juicy and sweet. Still, my stomach growls with each step. Day 3. I was finally able to get some sleep, taking shelter in a small cave. I've noticed on the horizon an ivory-colored mountain. It seemingly stretches across the entire island. Maybe I'll find a town if I head towards it. That is, if I can make it there. I feel as though I'm losing my strength the longer I'm here. There seems to be some kind of force here beyond my understanding that wants to be rid of me. Day 4. The closer I get to the mountain, the weaker I feel. I'm starting to notice the white rocks of the mountain beneath my feet. They're brittle and crunch with each step. I've never experienced anything like it. At this point, I've lost all hope of finding any life at the base of the mountain. I hope if I can scale the mountain, I'll be able to see something or someone from its peak. Day 5. I've started my ascent up the mountain. I've come to a horrible realization. This mountain is no mountain at all. Those white stones that crumbled beneath my feet were bones. The mountain is a graveyard, and I am its next victim. Day 6. The sound is driving me mad. Crunch, crunch, crunch. I feel ill imagining all the people that had made the same trek as me. I stand atop them now, but soon enough we'll meet the same fate. Day 7. There's a man. He's watching me. He's been watching me the entire time I've been on this cursed island. That weakness I felt, it's been him the whole time. He stands before me at the peak of the Bone Mountain. I can't make out what he looks like. The sun rises behind him, casting his shadow across the island. The only thing I can make out is the silhouette of a winged helmet. As I make my approach, he raises his arms and I feel the bones beneath begin to rumble and shake. Then silence. Alright, so my map is complete. Let's now take a look at the factions and people that live in the Bone Isles. The main islands where the Isles gets its name from is almost entirely made up of a massive graveyard of bones that from an outside perspective looks just like a mountain. On this island lives the wild necromancer Basil the Bat Lord. Basil used to live in the Ashen Mountains where he commanded an army of loyal Fright Knights. But those days are far behind him at this point. After losing a devastating war to the Dragon Knights many moons ago, he left in exile to live in the Bone Isles. He seeked out the dark magic that the Isles were known for. He hoped to learn the ways of necromancy and enact horrible revenge against the Dragon Knights. Basil has been presumed dead by the lords and ladies of the mainland, but he has spent his years in exile learning the ways of necromancy and has amassed a disgustingly large army of the dead. He plans to soon return to his homeland and show the Dragon Lords what Basil's revenge looks like. The smaller island to the north is covered by a dense forest. Within this forest lives the Dark Elves. They live underground beneath the canopy of the forest. They only come out at night to pray and offer sacrifice to their goddess, the moon. They believe that the moon is what grants them their long lives and magical abilities. The Dark Elves wish to spread their religion to the mainland and show the weak what powers the moon goddess can offer them. The southernmost island is covered by an arid steppe. It's as wild as it gets, as is its inhabitants. They are horse lords that roam the steppe in petty war with countless small clans. They live in a perpetual state of war. Children are brought up as warriors and most never learn to read or write. But there is one horse lord who wishes to unite the clans in peace. He, like many others, is sick of the constant warring and wishes for a more prosperous future for his people. And those are all the factions of the Bone Isles. Again, this is a smaller portion of my world. I plan on expanding more and more with more videos. My next one will probably be of the southern continent or maybe the northern continent. I haven't made up my mind quite yet. I hope you enjoyed this little lore/world update. I've got a lot more plans for the map, so again, stay tuned and thank you for watching.